and we and as the best player of the tournament, a man award. A man on everything I also deserve our Club World Cup. After the Club World Cup, I also Okonechi, I was St. Kitts and Nevis Island, I was the Eastern Caribbean world. Okonechi Akwa Kosra I'm making sure that the president of that particular nation, a friend said Terence Drew, he will appreciate the effort of Cole Palmer. Say even who all appreciated the small country called St. Kitts and Nevis Island are all attaining to that particular highest glory. Now coming back to that particular country, it seems that they need to manage their country, no, aye, ediama, the ancestral, family. During the days, are not omote the side of St. Kitts and Nevis Island. Did not make us so we tracy the call the background story of Cole Palmer. We tracy and the call back with St. Kitts and Nevis Island, Chrome Honum. In the olden days, close to about the 800 BC, there was a particular 3 ethnic groups that occupy the main island and the Eastern Caribbean world. In the Eastern Caribbean world, you will talk about the St. Kitts and Nevis Island, you will talk about St. Lucia, you talk about Dominican Republic, and even Anguilla Republic and Eastern Caribbean world. But this particular country can be located in between Atlantic Ocean and the Eastern Caribbean Sea, and also Honum. But during those times in the 800 BC, there was 3 particular ethnic groups that occupy that particular mainland that particular country. The first country to occupy that particular country was Igneri ethnic group. They stayed there for close to about 100 years. And in 900 BC, there was another ethnic group, also Bawa, also able to keep over from the Igneri, who was called the Arawaks. Arawaks together with the Igneris, they were very cool and peaceful because most of them believe they were hunters and most of the time they were farmers. So they wanted to live in a peaceful manner. That particular island to become a permanent settlement for the next generation. In 1300 BC, and one particular ethnic group, they are called cool pirates. The Eastern Caribbean world, they say, se uwo a persona se udi ujuma omitima to asha so ajo honiema no make sure so almost also ahante for fair talent. They came into that particular mainland in 1300s and they began to fight against the Arawaks and the Igneri people no omo the Eastern Caribbean world omo to show also ni omo konye. They defeated these 2 ethnic groups and they dominated over that particular island. But as far back in 1423 and Christopher Columbus discovered that particular Eastern Caribbean world. Say there is a particular island that almost a lot of natural resources. Within natural resources, say or discover the southern part of America or discover the northern part of America. Or may use these kind of natural resources and that particular continent. So we discover It's now close to about 200 years. But then within that kind of number of years, America for to dominate or a lot of natural resources. Now the Colonials were there. They did not say anything. And ultimately dominating here. But from 1647, that was the moment in time England for and the British Empire. As one particular soldier and a friend said Thomas Warner, he went into that particular place and then he discovered. We discover they stayed there close to about 50 years and started the French Empire and so ascended troops, Jean Belin, and so called Honoma fighting against the English people. Fighting and Tokanen Timian Kosiaga. So one particular concession coming into a partition agreement and they said, so more carbon, no metima making a peaceful agreement, no metima exploit a lot of natural resources in the European world both for the British Empire and even for the French Empire within that particular possible year. Having that partition agreement, and a Kalinagos no many a day no indigenous local people no more sorry say no. Young means now the French people and the British people and be taking over our country. We need to fight against them and we need to get our natural resources back. But almost sorry so more fighting against the French and the English people at that particular moment in time now. In Tokana Esha say in 1676 to 1679. The war took close to about 3 years and a Kalinago and the French and the English people in the Eastern Caribbean world. In Tokana course in the last 3 years Kalinagos were defeated. Although say defeat 2 or English for no M2 and for MON-FRI. A lot of transatlantic slave trade or more the West Indies echo the main occupants of that particular continent. Edema Americans for no. But what I'm trying to say is that in the year 1773, and England for making an authoritative in that particular Eastern Caribbean world. French people for the Chim, all those who colonized some part of the Caribbeans, and they were doing very well on that. Gentia and Ma Kupama Ninchi Ekopi Honors and Bible Trim. There was a particular generation in the course, whereas there was a particular movement in the course. So as far back in 1945, it was called the Windrush generation. The Windrush generation in actually said after the World War II, there was a particular thing and I was happy because Eastern Caribbean world in support the Western Bloc as some also between Omo and the Eastern Bloc. It's your the World War II, not a lot of families, a lot of displacement of human beings are set in the Eastern Caribbean world. Most of the black people don't know what the way I say. Abrofna Baba Tuashi for natural resources and also for the human resources and the population, decreasing and a decreasing. So what we need to do is a young lady with them. No more fire enko omukrum ne yenkotena ombo a settlement for us no montana. So the Windrush generation started in 1945, and at that particular moment in time, Kupama and the family, the penultimate generation I formed in 1945 on the PM UK, almost settled UK. No, Kupama family was part. Even as part of Kupama, one cousin great and as a grandfather, for instance, Sterry Palmer, also a free the side of St. Kitts and Nevis Island. As far back in 1956, at that particular moment in time, he was 6 years. And also, a farmer, Edinburgh, St. Kitts and Venice, Island. Also was part of the large Windrush generation, a form with the Eastern Caribbean border, called the UK settlement. When Sterry Palmer came to UK in 1971, and the UK government, more people said they have that particular right to stay in UK, but then more that any right to make for UK any other Eastern world game. It is so much bad, but now UK come on now. Or Montana, no only make you my Edumadin at the ABOU minor in 1971. That particular law banned the Caribbeans from not going out from the UK world. But then in that particular moment in time, and as Terry Palmer, the grandfather of Kupama. Ekoshia ababa will be on ebo bra on ebewu Jermaine Palmer no ono eye Kupama papa. So this is Sterry Palmer. That's the the grandfather of Kupama. One the bar UK only the last generation of the Windrush generation taking place in 1945. Our bar UK or befa boni ban any wo ya or bewu Kupama papa a friend Jermaine Palmer. It's a for Jermaine Palmer and to Sony and Shadi. So Jermaine Palmer and so a bar we are also becoming a particular engineer no a year UK. He met Marie at latter part in 1994. Only Diabo who said Marie one particular woman obetima our no so making sure say one no ebebo bra. And then he married to Marie and they gave birth to Kupama. It's say Kupama called Club World Cup. That's what winning with Chelsea. That's what about Brace. That's what we are judging as the best player of the tournament. No who said Nchi or that kind of black trace within his bloodline, and then he needs to go back to St. Kitts and Nevis Island to appreciate the effort of that small country, the kind of revolution that will take place. I have an impact in him. I think, say, it tells you, say, we are say, at higher heights, be a bit more attaining yourself to know. You need to remember where you come from. Also, Kaiwachi. So, what any feet be not so cosra. I was so coachy. It's my yourself and TV, but I have where do baby I'm here. And baby I'm share say debiano, se me twem anase me call bantama, na se me fa as one set akra. Me kan me chi hu say if you has any wo me de me to ye. So anytime we say me budia, I'm a proud presence me about that particular place and that is the exactly thing that Kupama. It's me idealize it. I'm a man for Asian BBD film. And of course, St. Kitts and Nevis Island, no. Currently, as you speak, it's me a country exposure because currently as you speak, so I'm going to there is a particular island country where the Eastern Caribbean water, Kupama, Ninchi, Edifio. But when he visited them, although say when me and share the national jersey colors and farmers in Kitts and Nevis Island. But presentation there is due the president of that particular country, Eddie Man, it has given that particular hope to Kupama. Say at any moment in time, a small country, he take it in pride, and then anytime we are all standing in the shoes for the Blues, Chelsea, or for the national team, England, even the boots, were designing the flag of St. Kitts and Nevis Island.
Island or continent,
Eastern Caribbean world.
Are you for no one? Are you conquer car for?
Yes, wow.
I don't know you US or Nana.
Oh, we US or Nana.
To Unchi.
Minchi, they say, what you come
okay. So now what kind of story, pa? Say Muni Minchi, pa.
Oh, the Munchi.
Everything.
It's central.
That.
Broken, they say,
oh, but what kind of story, but it's a nice story. Don't say a cool baby, Anna. Otsnawana when Nigeria.
Yeah.
Say me who me more broken.
But who is central region?
Yeah, if you could be a very Eja number 2. Yeah, on
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
The last 1,000 uncle for me just here. I'm born a bit. Keep pure.
But
But
tough and take up no country.